If you don't have a TheraBand, you could use a pair of tights, or you could use some hand weights, or do it without a TheraBand. So same, up, together, out, down, together. So I'll show that side on. So bring it up, together, out, down, together. Okay. So we're going to do 12 of them. Okay. So grab your TheraBands. So up. So that's 1, 2, 3. So the slower you do these, the better. So you don't want to do them fast. 6, 7, 8, 9. So you should really feel these in the shoulders. Try and keep your neck nice and relaxed, so you don't want that to tighten up. Yeah. Do one more. 12. So you should kind of feel that. So with strength and exercises, you want to do 12 reps for each exercises. That's what we're going to do. But just for time, so you want to do 12 reps and then 3 times to actually see an effect. But for time, I'm just going to go through each exercises once. And if I've got time, I'll go over them again. But just so we're not here all day, you can get your lunch. So next one was it? So this one works your triceps and also your back muscles as well, called your lats. So this one's, so only the first 3 exercises are TheraBands and the rest are not, so just bear with me. So next one is you're sitting down and then cross over the TheraBand and you're basically elbows bent like this and you're straightening them out like this. So I'll show that side on. So elbows bent and then straighten them out. If you don't have a TheraBand, you could use a towel and you basically do a static hold. So you hold it like this and you pull your arms down, you hold it for 10 seconds and then relax. Pull for 10 seconds and then relax. So we're going to do 12 of these. So when I was saying earlier that 30% of swimmers can miss training competitions due to injury, a third of these are actually shoulder injuries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's really important to keep your shoulders nice and strong. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There we are. So if you were doing these at home, you would do that another 12 times, 1 minute break, and then another 12 times. So with shoulder injuries in swimmers, just have a wee rest just now. It's quite often rotator cuff injuries, so that's like the small muscles around your shoulders. So quite often swimmers can get big shoulder muscles and they come quite round shouldered. So a lot of your dominant muscles take over, and your rotator cuff muscles are quite a small group of muscles. So they can come, it's all about balance, they can come quite weak in comparison to other muscles. The other shoulder injury in swimmers are like impingements, so because you get kind of this posture, so quite round shouldered, that's exaggerated. You can quite often get, your muscles can get impinged in nerves in here, and it's called something your AC joint. So a lot of these exercises are basically trying to open up the shoulders. So open up the shoulders so you don't get impingement, which is pain here, and also strengthening the rotator cuff muscles, which if you do an injury there, it's usually around here, around the back. So trying to strengthen up them because they're quite a small muscle group, so it's quite hard to strengthen them in the pull. So next one. So this is the last one with the band. So basically you've grabbing it behind, shoulder width apart, and you're pulling it apart like that. So you should feel this one in between your shoulder blades, and this one's really good for helping your posture and bringing your shoulders back. So we're going to do 12 reps. So let's see the camera. 12 reps, 1, 2. If you don't have a band, you can do it with a towel, and you're basically just doing the same but holding it for 10 seconds, pulling it apart as hard as you can. So basically like that for 10 seconds. Okay. So with the band, so we're going to do 12 of these. So 1, 2, can you see me? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Important to keep your shoulders down and back when you're doing this as well. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've got one more shoulder one. So this one is lying on your front, and this one's working the muscles in between your scapulas as well. So it's really bringing your shoulder blades together. So you don't need any equipment for this one. So you'll be lying on your front and you're basically doing a W position, and you're trying to bring your shoulder blades up and squeeze them together. So I'll show you an example. If you've got a pillow or something for your head, that'd be handy because it's a bit more comfortable. It's like, I need to move this screen. So head on a pillow, and you've got your arms in a W position, and you're squeezing them together, lifting your head off and back down. Okay, we're going to do 12 of them. 1, 2, 3. So the slower you do these, the better as well. 4, 5, 6, 7. So you should really feel this in between your shoulder blades. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these exercises, you should start to feel them about the 12th rep, but once you've done it, 1 minute rest, done it 12 reps again, and then 12 reps again, you'll really start to feel it then. So once you do all these, this is just, you should start to feel a wee bit, but you shouldn't be too tired after one set. So next exercise is, next 3 exercises are based on the back. So with swimmers, you can get quite low back pain, and this is mainly because you're swimming horizontal all the time. So this can change the position in your lower back, because your back, so you're used to being vertical all the time. So if you're horizontal, then that changes the position of your lower back. So the way around this is to basically strengthen your core. So you need a strong core for swimming anyway, but if you've got a strong core, then that also supports your back muscles because they both work together. So the first exercise is called Superman. So this one's basically working your back muscles, and you're basically got your arms out in front, and you're lifting your arms off the floor and your feet off the floor. And if this hurts your back, don't do it if it hurts it, because it can put quite a lot of pressure on your back. But it's a good, for young people like swimmers like yourself, it is a good general strengthening one in the back. So we do 12 of these. So I'll show you an example. So where's that pillow? it's good to have a pillow again for this one. So you got your arms out front, up on your feet, and you're basically lifting up like that. So it's almost like a big curve, okay? So we'll do 12 of them nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you should really feel this in your back muscles. I can feel it right in my lats. 6, 7, 8, 9. So you should be squeezing your bum muscles together as well. So 9, 3 more to do. 10, 11, 12. So that was a back strengthening exercise. So next one is working on our abs. This one's called flutter kicks. It's basically, you're just lying on your back and you're kicking your feet up and down. So it's almost like if you're doing front crawl in the pool. So it follows the same motion as front crawl. So it's quite a good one to do. But you should really feel it in your abs. So when you're doing it, try and breathe in and out really slowly. Don't stop breathing, and you should feel it in your abs. So it should look like this. Okay, so we're going to do 12 kicks on each leg. So it's going to be 24 kicks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I'm going to do 24 of them. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Keep pointing your toes when you do this as well. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26. That's more than 24, it's still 26. So that one's a good one for the core. Next one is planking. So we're going from a high plank and then down to a low plank, high plank, low plank. So we'll do 12 of these. So high plank, down to low plank, that's 2, 3, 4. So this also works your core muscles, but it's also good for your back muscles, because when you're working your core, you're working your back as well. So it works both muscles. So I'll show you an example. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we ready? So we're going to do 12 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So remember to keep squeeze your bum muscles so your hips are nice and level, and you want your arms, hands right underneath your shoulders and your weight forward. Okay, you don't want to be back here, and you don't want your arms to be folded forward. So that was 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, so a lot of you are probably a lot fitter than me. But so next one is basically strengthen your hip muscles. So quite often with summer, especially breaststrokers. So I quite like breaststrokes. I was a breaststroker when I was at Lark Hall. You can get quite a lot of knee injuries, especially in the inside of your knee, and it's basically because when you do your breaststroke kick, a lot of pressure goes in there. So the way to get around that is strengthen your quads. So you'll do a lot of them in your hip workouts and stuff, which are really good. So you also need to strengthen your hips, because that almost, if your hip muscles are weak, then your hips are going to be out of line, that puts your knees out of line. So these ones basically strengthen your bum muscles, which are really important for swimming. So it's important to have good strong bum muscles basically. So the first one is called glute kicks. So we're on all fours and you're basically bring your leg up and you're just kicking up with that. So it's 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're going to do 12 of them on each leg, and you should really feel it in your bum muscles. If you feel it in your hamstrings, so at the back of your leg, try and squeeze your bum muscles first to activate them, and you should feel it in your bum more. So on all fours. So we're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If you want to make that harder with a TheraBand, try this. You could put it through here. You're basically doing that. So same muscle, but you just got a TheraBand for a bit of resistance. So we're going to do 12 another leg. So I didn't really feel that after 12 reps, but once you do that 3 times, you will start to really feel it. So on all fours again, so bringing it up, then you're going to do 12 pulses. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Really squeeze that bum muscle. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so if you don't feel that, you can keep going while I'm talking through the next bit. But basically, I know quite a lot of swimmers have quite a lot of hip injuries as well. Just basically the repetitive movement of kicking and putting pressure on your hips. So it's really important to keep your hips nice and strong. I think they had like quite a lot of hip bursitis and stuff like that, which if you're doing a lot of repetitive movements, your hips can get quite swollen. Also remember David Archibald, he always like his hip used to pop out all the time at swimming, so if you get hold of him, these exercises will be good for him to try and strengthen those hip muscles and keep your hip joint in. So next one is on all fours again, and basically you're bringing your leg up again, so straight, and then you want to bring it out to the side. So I'll show you this way on, so up and then out to the side, and you're basically doing circles. So you can do it small circles or big circles, whatever's comfiest or hardest. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 12 circles one way, so we'll go anti-clockwise first, and then we'll go 12 circles clockwise. So bring your leg up, so we're going to go 12 circles anti-clockwise to begin with, bring it out to the side, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is working a different muscle in your bum. So last one was working your glute max, which is your main bum muscle. This one, you should probably feel it more because it's working your bum muscles on the side, which are smaller muscles, but these muscles are also like your hip stabilizer, so it's really important to strengthen these ones. And then 12 the other way. 1, 2. So if any of these like hurt your hip, if any of the exercises hurt you, or you can feel a bit of pain, just stop. You don't want to push for any pain. But you should feel a sort of like achy feeling. I know I'm feeling an achy feeling in my bum. And that's just your muscle working, which is what you want. Okay, and then we'll do 12 another side. So these ones we're doing all fours is quite good because you're working the bum muscle on the opposite side. On that side, but also on this side, it's your hip muscles are also working to stabilise your hip as well. So it works both hips at the same time. Okay, so other foot, so leg up, out to the side slightly, and I'm going 12 circles anti-clockwise. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, and then 12 circles the other way, so clockwise this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these exercises, it's not about how fast you can do them. The slower you do them is actually the makes it harder. Stuff like HIIT workouts and circuits, kind of the faster you go at them, the more tiring these are. But with strength exercises, you're doing low amount of reps, and the slower you go, the harder it makes it. So next one, exercise working on hips again. It's called lateral squats. So this is quite a good one. So you've probably done a lot of squats in your HIIT workout, so this is a different one. Lateral squats are a wee bit harder because you're basically pushing down on the one leg. So I'll show you. So lateral squats, you want your legs just outside shoulder width apart, so kind of like if you're going down to do like a sumo squat. And you basically want to keep one leg straight, so I'm going to keep this leg straight, and you're going to bend your leg and just, so you're basically doing a squat, but all the weight's going down in one leg, so that's why it's harder. So I'll show you on, from the side on. So one leg straight, and you want the weight to go through down your heels. So bum back and weight down on your heels. Oh, if you can good balance for this as well. So weight on your heels and push your bum back. So it's not a side lunge where you're doing that. Okay, I know it kind of looks the same in camera, but when you're doing lateral squat, you want to go almost like down, and a lunge is more to the side. So we're doing a squat, so we want the weight to go down and through your heels. Okay, so we're going to do 12 of them, and we'll start on, we can pick whichever leg you want to start on. So I'll probably go side on, it's probably easier to see. Move further back. Right, so 12 of these. So wide stance, and you're going to bend one leg and keep the other straight. So that'll be 1, 2. So you should really feel this in your bum muscles, but it also works your quads as well. And test your balance. 4, 5. So you shouldn't be putting any weight through the straight leg. All your weight should be going through the bent leg. 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. So when you come up, try and squeeze your bum muscles together as well, because that just works them harder. 11, 12, and then we'll do 12 on the other leg. So wide stance, you're going to keep one leg straight, one leg bent, and you're going down the way. So push your bum back and down the way. Oh. 4, 5, remember to squeeze your bum muscles at the top. 6, 7, so try and keep your body going straight down as possible. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 12, that's 10 strength exercises. So I'll do 10 stretches next. So I went over the shoulder ones quite quickly to start, so I don't think I've got time to go over them again, but you can always, I'll post this video on, or like some exercise on my page, and you can go back and look at them. So stretching, so it's very important. So I was lucky not to have any injuries when I was swimming, but I was very tight and stiff, I wasn't that flexible, but I wish, when I'm looking back, I wish I was more flexible, because you would have got more power and your muscle would have been a lot healthier as well, so I've been able to perform a lot better. Especially when I was in breaststroke kick, I wasn't able to get a nice wide kick because it was quite tight, it was quite narrow, which meant less power. So stretches, this is like a good full body stretch. So first one is, so if you've got a band or a towel, and all we're going to do is get the band, we're just going to bring it up and hold that for 10 seconds, 30 seconds. So each stretch, I want to hold it for 30 seconds. So I'll show you that slide on. To bring it all the way up. So you should, this is just like a general chest stretch. So you should feel it in your front of your shoulders. And it just kind of tries to open you up. So same as the strengthening exercises for the shoulders. Because swimmers get such rounded shoulders, that can cause quite a lot of injuries. It's all about trying to open up that chest and to prevent any impingements going on. So that's one stretch. So we'll just pretend I failed that for 30 seconds because I realise time's ticking on. So the next one's kind of similar. So you get the towel behind, straight arms, and you're just basically pushing out that way. So you want to hold that for 30 seconds. This is just a good general chest stretch as well. So it kind of brings your shoulders back, but in a different position. So these ones are all stretching the pecs. So swimmers have got quite big pecs, so these ones are quite good to stretch your pecs. So stretch number 3, this one stretch, so because if you're doing a lot of front crawl, you're mainly using triceps, and this one stretches your back as well. So same as before, bring your arms up, shoulders up, and you want to basically bring a towel down, so that stretches your triceps, and then you want to bend to the side. So that stretches kind of your obliques and your lats as well. So I'll do that from the side. So you want to bring it up and then stretch the triceps and then stretch the back. Quite often I get a bit of, sometimes my back clicks when I do this, but that's not a bad thing when your back clicks. Don't worry about that. That's just tension releasing, and it's just basically air bubbles. So back clicks aren't necessarily, they're not a bad thing. So that one more, so tricep stretch and then back stretch. So these are quite good ones you can do on poolside, but quite a lot of the other ones I'm going to do, they're quite good to do after and before training. Next one, so this is one of my favourite ones. So this one stretches your thoracic back. So if you get a towel and you're just basically going to roll it up into a cylinder like this. So your thoracic back, it's basically the middle of your back, and also stretch your pecs. So if you want to make the stretch harder, you can get a bigger towel, or you can use something like a roller, which is a bit bigger, but a towel's good enough. So basically roll it up in a circle, place it down the mat, and all you're going to do is just lie on it. And what that does is stretches your thoracic back. So you're going to just lie on it basically. You're going to bring your arms up, and you're just going to lie there. So you can stretch your pecs as well, like just almost going in that, so we're in this position here. So if I show you using a roller, which is a bit bigger cylinder, this is probably too big to use, but just to show you. So basically, you just basically hang there like that, and it's just a really good one for like opening up your chest. So you can try that. A roller's quite sore, but if you get a bigger towel, that's quite a good one. So with swimmers, you can get quite tight hip flexors as well. So with the hips, you want to strengthen the glutes, but you want to stretch the hip flexors. So that's the muscles that come here. So stretch hip flexors, basically push forward like this. So you should feel it in the front of your hips. So you want to keep holding these stretches for 30 seconds, do them a few times, but I'm just doing a quick run through. So you change leg if you want to make it harder, which I'm not very good at because you need good balance. You can bring your leg up and stretch your quads, and you should really feel that in front of your leg and in front of your hip here. So it's quite a good way of stretching the hip flexors and the so it's that one. Next one, hamstring stretch. So after done your hip flexor stretch, you go into your hamstrings. So you want to bring, you should feel this at the back of your leg. You want to bring your toe up and you want to push your bum back. So you almost want to sit on it and you should really feel that stretch up your back of your leg. I'm just out of time, so I'm just going to quickly keep going. So Spider-Man stretch. Next one, so this one, I'm not very good at this one because I've got really tight hips myself. So if you've got tight hips, which are almost, if you've got tight hips, you can almost get low back pain as well. So this is quite a good one. So in a plank position, you're basically bringing your foot up towards your hand. I find it quite difficult, but you flexible young people might find it a lot easier. So you really want to push down. So you basically bring your foot up towards your hand, and you should really feel that open up your hips, especially down here.
Katie, we're not rushed for time, so if you're wanting to spend a bit more time, that's fine with us, as long as we're not holding you back, okay?
Oh, no, that's fine. I didn't know if it was like capped at like 40 minutes or something, so I was like, oh
no. No, we have all day, but no.
Oh, perfect, right.
Don't need to rush it, you're fine, okay?
I've only got 3 more exercises to do, so I'll do some questions at the end if anyone wants to ask me anything as well, or run through a few exercises, because I realised I went through the shoulder ones quite quickly and they're probably the most complicated ones. So, so next one stretches your muscles here called your piriformis. So this is a good one to stretch for your hips. So you basically lie on your back for this one. And so, yep, so you want to bring up, so you want to almost make a 4 with your leg. And you want to bring this leg up and you want to hold it there. So you should really feel this one at the side of your bum. I feel a wee bit in my hamstrings, but that's just because I've got really tight hamstrings. But it's mainly for stretching your bum. If that's too easy, you can make it a bit harder, and you can grab this foot and try and grab your other ankle, and basically keep pulling that leg up. Keep pulling your leg up towards your head, and I feel that a lot more. It's quite a good stretch. Especially for breaststrokers, because they'll use this muscle a lot, because this muscle basically turns your legs out the way and slaps them together. So this is a really good stretch for breaststrokers. So if you're going to swap the other way, so you're making a 4 with your leg, turn around this way, so you bring it up that way, and you want to bring a leg in the way. Try and bring your knee up towards your head. And then if you want to make that harder, try and grab both ankles and keep, if you don't feel a stretch, you're not pushing your knee up towards your outside knee up towards your head. That's probably one of my favourite stretches because I feel that a lot. Next one is just to really stretch off your core, and it kind of stretches your back as well. This is just back extension, so you're lying on your front. So lying on your belly, and you basically got your hands underneath your shoulders, and you're basically pushing up the way. So it's kind of like a big seal position. So you should feel this if you've been working your abs. You should feel this a lot in there. I didn't work our abs that hard today because we only did 12 reps, but if you did it 3 times, you would feel it. And you should kind of feel a bit of pressure in your lower back. So if you've got back pain, this is probably not the best stretch, but for young people, it's really good just trying to get that mobility in the back as well. So that one's quite good. And the last one is basically stretch your back but in the opposite position and stretch your shoulders. This one's quite good for twisting back mobility. So it's basically called the child pose. So it's good for stretching your hips as well. So try and get your hips just outside your shoulders. And so you're wanting them as wide as you can. You're basically going child's position. So into this position here. So I feel that right in between the front of my hips. And then you should also, it's a good stretch for stretching your back as well. And when you're doing this, you want to push your bum back the way as far as possible. So I'm not very flexible, so my bum doesn't go all the way back. But a lot of you probably can get your bum all the way down to the floor, but I really struggle with that. So if you've got really tight hips, that's quite a good stretch to work on. So to make that harder, bring one of your arms and make it go through the other. So you're basically doing that stretch, that position. So when you're doing this, try and crawl your hands as far away as possible, and you should really feel that stretch in your back, and because that's you're turn your torso to as far as possible. So I can feel that stretch all the way up from my lower back, all the way up to my shoulders. So that's a good one to try and hold for 30 seconds, and just try and hold it. See how low you can get and how far you can run your arm out. So stretching onto the other side. So I can't even get my shoulder to the floor, but a lot of you can probably get your shoulder to the floor. So that's 10 stretches. Because I've got a bit more time, I'm just going to show me 3 more stretches. So these ones are for your upper traps. So quite often, I remember when I was swimming, I didn't have any injuries, but I had quite a lot of tight muscle up here, like so up here around my back and up towards my neck. So these stretches are quite good for that. So if you're feeling just really tight, or Jan's give you a hard butterfly set or something, these are quite good stretches to do. So basically, if you grab both elbows, so it looks like that. And then you want to, so I'm going to stretch off this side first of all. So I'm going to bring my, so from stretching that side, I want to tilt my head to the opposite side. So I'm going to tilt it that way. So I don't know, because the camera's flipped, so I've leaned to the left side. And basically when you do that, you then want to bring your elbows towards the side that your head's tilting. So let's try again, tilt to the left, and then pull your elbows to the left. You should really feel that stretch in your upper traps up here. So that's quite a good one. To stretch, if you're feeling quite tight, it's in between your shoulder blades. This stretch here, so bring your shoulders out, push out as far as possible, tuck your chin in, and then push out again, and that really opens up your back in here. Another one, and just kind of your basic shoulder stretch, so stretching off your rhomboids and stuff, so that stretches the muscles across the back as well. So that's 3 stretches if you've got really tight neck and kind of upper traps. The other thing I was going to show you is foam roller, if anyone got them. So quite good with foam rollers. Just want to show you quickly how to use them. So to stretch the back, so this one, hands above your head and then rolling it back and forward. So if you don't get it foam roller, that's okay, but I just thought for those who do, be quite good. So you can stretch that. So I quite like this one because usually my back cracks, which releases quite a lot of tension. But yeah, you don't want it to crack too much. But cracks aren't, they just release tension. Like they're not too bad for your back. So there's that one to stretch your back, your thoracic back. So you just kind of want to foam roll until it's not really, really sore. So that one's quite good if you've got really tight muscles in between your shoulder blades. As well with the foam roller, to stretch kind of the twisting part of this back. You're on all fours and basically want to roll it through the arm. So through it that way. So you can, if you're flexible enough, stretch foam roll your triceps in a position. But it's mainly to try and stretch out the back. So it increases your range of movement and your flexibility in your back, which is good for better performance in swimming. So in swimming, I also had really tight hamstrings and calves. So you can use a foam roller to that. I'm still really tight, so it's really sore for me. But if you're stretching your calves, you're basically just foam rolling that way. And that's really sore for me because I've been doing a lot of running. If you want to make it harder, you can pop like one leg on top of each other, foam roll, but I can't do that because it's really sore. Same with your hamstrings, you can do 2 legs, which I can do, and that's really tight for me. Or you can go on, to make it harder, you can cross your legs and foam roll. That's really sore. So it shouldn't really be sore, but if you're doing a lot of swimming, you're probably quite sore. I know my cousin Corey, she foam rolled before she went in racing, and it kind of just because that pressure on your muscles, it kind of activated the muscle a wee bit, and she, as soon as she came in the pool, she foam rolled. So it's basically like it's kind of like a sports massage, because the bumps you just press on the sore points, but she foam rolled a lot and she was very good at it. So that's all the strengthening exercises I've got, and stretches. So it's 10 strengthening, 10 stretches. The strengthening ones, 12 reps, 1 minute rest, and then 12, 1 minute rest, and 12 stretches. Hold it for 30 seconds and do it 3 times. So I hope all that made sense. I wouldn't overcomplicate things or rush to it too quickly, but I'm happy to answer questions if anybody has any, or any injuries you've got. Like, I can quite happily give you some exercises or anything I missed. Just let me know. So back to you, Jan.
I learned so much there, Katie, honestly. Years of swimming and years of coaching, and a lot of those exercises I've never seen before. Some of them I have, some of them I haven't. It was also really useful for me that you put it into perspective of why it's important that they take the time to do these. If anybody has any questions, I would pop them in the chat. So if at the bottom of your screen, you'll see a little bit that says chat. If you have any questions, be that any sort of general questions or any specific questions, then pop them in there, and Katie will very kindly answer them. What I would ask Katie is, how many times a week do you think we should be running through this sort of like exercise program? I have recorded the session, Katie. I didn't ask your permission. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I recorded it after it started, but I did get the first exercise in there. I realised it would be really good if I recorded it. But how many times a week do you think you should be doing this sort of stuff?
Stretching, try and stretch daily. It's really important to get flexibility, because if you're really tight, you're not getting the range of movement, and you're not really your muscles won't be in good performance. So try and stretch every day if you can. Like even if you just stretch for 5 minutes and work on areas that you're really tight in. So for me, I was really tight in my hips when I was swimming, and in my kind of neck, my trap. So I try and do them stretches every day. If you can't, then it's okay, but try and aim for it every day. Strengthening exercises, so because you're not in swimming just now, I've lost the camera, I don't know where you all went, but because you're not swimming just now, like HIIT workouts and stuff are really good, because it's working your cardiovascular system and you're keeping your strength as well. Because as I said, if you don't train for 3 weeks, like you do absolutely nothing, like sit on the couch, you're going to lose 10% of your strength. So it's important to even just try and do something. But these exercises I showed you, they're a little bit different in the way that they're a lot more specific, and they train smaller muscles. So when you're swimming a lot and you're doing the same movements, so you're training the same muscles. So the muscles you're using all the time get bigger and bigger, but then your small stabilizing muscles, so your rotator cuffs, your core muscles and your hip muscles, especially bum muscles, aren't working as much when you're swimming. So it's important to do these to try and strengthen those stabilized muscles, the smaller muscles up. So try and do them, try maybe 3 times a week. So just now, try and do your HIIT workouts, keep that overall whole body strength up, but try and do those 10 strengthening exercises. Try and do them at least 3 times a week, and that just keeps the smaller muscles nice and strong and to prevent any injury. If that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense. I can't see any questions coming through into the chat. Whether that means you explained everything brilliantly and they don't have any questions, or whether they're too shy, I don't know. Did everybody enjoy the session? Are you still there, guys? Can you at least tell us if you enjoyed the session and if you learned something new in the chat? Oh, Jamie enjoyed it. There we go. got a little thumbs up from Jamie coming. What I'll do is I'll stop recording it just now anyway, okay? Because
I don't know what I've done here.